The ascent of a dragon is rarely a soaring spectacle of elemental grandeur. It is a meticulously calibrated, sky-shattering collapse of established order. And in Dragonlyst, the blistering, atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of Randall Seeley's Drahiad Chronicles, the concept of draconic power is re-engineered into a high-stakes, arcane industrial physics nightmare. Seeley, the ruthless cartographer of this cloud-shredding, flame-tempered, and soul-searing odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and armor-plated masterpiece that treats the dragon's existence not as a mythic boon, but as a catastrophic, reality-anchoring anomaly. This isn't a story of whimsical, wing-swept adventure. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a realm where the atmosphere itself has a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for stability and the absolute unchecked malice of an ancient, sky-bound entity that views mortal innovation as a contaminant to its ecosystem. And the terrifying truth that when you engage with the Dragonlyst, you don't just witness a birth, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Seeley hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised arcanist, forced to defend their skyhold against a series of supernatural invasions, finds themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined power to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the Draco-stitching, a state of hyper-rational, magic-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their sky-aligned magic. As they traverse the oppressive, smoke-choked corridors of the floating spires and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated vents of the realm's borderlands, they realize that their research is not merely an academic assessment. It is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the worm-callers, entities that hunt those who dare to master the flame that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the kingdom's most skilled aeromancers quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the sanctuary has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical, improvised spellweaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the dragon's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Seeley's writing style is unapologetically rhythmic, machine-gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of draconic arcane jargon, sharp, cynical intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical grimoires, deciphering forbidden star-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the dragon's truth-guarding entities. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the city's secret, steam-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping spirits into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Dragonlyst an exceptional entry in the modern Dragon epic canon is Seeley's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven researcher whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, flame-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision.
As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the dragon danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the dragon's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and draconic imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.